Damn you archaic language! Pantaloons? What's pantaloons? Ah, it's too much effort this. Hello, good evening. For some of you, you may not have watched one of my videos before. I hope it's an interesting experience. Some of you may be mortified, but that's just the way it is. This evening I'm going to talk about two films that I watched, and also because I've had a week off, I've been learning to drive, so I thought I'd talk about my experience of that as a new learner on the road. So first and foremost, the two films that I'm going to talk about are Volver, which is Pedro Almodovar, which you'll probably correct me later. It's a Spanish film, so some of you may not be interested in world cinema, but I watched it and I thought it was good. And Tideland, which is a Terry Gilliam film out a few years ago, and I'm going to talk about that. Okay, so I watched Tideland tonight. Terry Gilliam, if you've watched any of his films before, you know what you're going to get. Something that's quite quirky, often a little bit dark and twisted, fantasy normally. He's done stuff like Life of Brian, or one of the Monty Pythons. He was part of the Monty Python crew after all. So he has a bit of an absurd, surreal humour about his stuff a lot of the time. Fisher King, 12 Monkeys, Brothers Grimm. But for this film, it's, well, as he describes it, it's quite a personal film for him. It's not a big studio-backed one. It's something that I think he had difficulty trying to get made. Watching it, he's a very apt filmmaker. He's very good. Visually, he's got it, and he can tell a story. From my opinion, content, it's a bit so-so. It left me feeling quite uncomfortable because yes, I watched the intro as an intro on the DVD, and he talks about oh, some of you will like this, some of you will hate this. I'm viewing it it's told through the eyes of a child. But this child, I just want to call up the NSPCC and get them to collect her straight away, because seriously, even if you're making a sort of a childish point of view film, from an adult perspective, it's very difficult for me to enjoy. I found it uncomfortable with the dark storyline that's going on with it. You know, to kind of get into it and laugh, because apparently it's meant to be quite funny, but when I watched it, it was more like, okay, like that. So basically it kept shocking me, but for some reason I didn't find it funny. But it was an interesting film. It's worth watching, but most of you probably won't like it. So it's just one that if you like quirky, dark stuff. Oh, that was such a well put review. I don't know how I manage it. Next I'm going to talk about Volver. Again, I really like it. I've not seen many of that director's films. I watched Broken Embraces that come out two years ago. Weren't too into that. This one I think is a lot better. It came out earlier. Penelope Cruz, wonderful as ever. I think she's a great actress and very pretty, and the camera loves her. She does get to show off her talents, but the other female cast, and it has got a very strong female cast because it is about women, it's about family, and the sort of forgiveness and the grievances they hide, and about death as well. But in this context, I found it quite amusing because ultimately it's about a couple of sisters who had the apparition of their dead mother appear to them, and it's all quite comical, the whole situation, also silly, but at the end it left me feeling, yeah, that was a good watch. Of course, if you're not into watching subtitles, then you're probably not gonna like it, or you're gonna find it distracting, but if you can look past that, good story, good visuals, good soundtrack, and you know, got a bit emotional endpoints, so that was pretty good. And that's it for my film reviews. That's 5 minutes gone now. Briefly, I'm going to touch on, because I've been learning this week to drive, and I'd only had maybe a couple of hours last couple of months ago, basically, the first time in a car. I've been wanting to get to drive for some time, but now it's been the opportunity. Now, I don't mind driving. I've decided I quite like it, but I know I'm in the early stages and there's a lot of stuff that sort of gets on my nerves. Because all the roads are so short, the constant changing of gears gets on my nerves, because I almost get settled too quickly and then I got to change again, and that gets on my nerves. But that's something that will get better with time. Roundabouts are my biggest downfall at the minute. Signalling, gear changing, being at the right speed, looking everywhere. Manoeuvres I'm kind of getting the hang of now. I've had a few chances to practice, but once you're on the road and there are other people on the roadway, you can't afford to have time to think about it. You've got to be quick. And with me, doing like huge blocks of like 5-6 hour sessions, it's too much. I probably prefer doing a couple hour segments, because my brain switches off after a couple hours. I've got a shorter attention span, so yeah. So basically it's something I'm going to get better at and when I get more experience, but I quite like it and I look forward to doing more of it. So hopefully pass my test next week. But yeah, I've had about 20 hours, so you know, it's for some people that's enough. Some people need more. I could probably do with another 3 or 4, but we'll see how it goes. I think that's all I have to say this evening. I say that's pretty much been my whole holiday. Everyone else I keep looking on Facebook is going to Greece, to America, yeah, all around the place. But my time will come. My time will come, and I think that's all I've got to really say. But anyway, thank you for listening if you have, and I bid you a good evening. Till next time.